There are some games that practically make your childhood. You love every single detail about it. You don't even know how many times you have finished it. You go back to it again and again, and every time you remember it, a big smile appears on your face just like now. For me, that game is Tiny Toon on Sega Genesis, and even though this video might not get that much views as most of you don't recognize this game, I think I have an obligation to talk about how much I love it. So if you feel the same, this video is for you, but if you don't know Tiny Toon, this video is specially for you to not sleep on a hidden retro gem. If you're interested in my works, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. People talk a lot about immersion nowadays. What is a good immersion, and if Cyberpunk or Red Dead Redemption 2 do it better? Millions of pixels and mechanics and sound engineering, of course it's immersive. But when a side-scroller does it with less than 50k pixels, now that's impressive. That's how you know something else is behind this game. Something long forgotten. Passion. Passion is not something to be explained, to be shown, or to be touched. But in Tiny Toon, you can understand it, you can see it, and you can feel it. You have one purpose in the game: to reach the turtle at the end of the map, jump on the enemy's heads, and avoid getting hit. Seems straightforward, right? But it's far more than this. It's about the theme, the passion that addicts you to this game. The level design on this is genius and goes hand in hand with the impression the devs were aiming at. For instance, this level makes you feel you got lost in a dark forest and are looking for your parents. And hey, you are actually in a forest. Or the water levels. There are 3 types of them with different inspirations. This one makes you feel you're in a water park. This one introduces you to the amazing world of underwater. And this one reimagines an ocean with those dark blue colors and vast bodies of water. These caves really feel claustrophobic and quirky. Do you know how hard it is to create something like that on such small screen? What I love about Tiny Toon and most other retro games is when trial and error deeply roots in parts of its gameplay. After a few tries, you need to actually plan it out on how to encounter each enemy and how to avoid traps. Like this level, where you need to remember everyone's movement pattern. Or a simpler example, this robot that you can either use to shortcut through half of the map or choose the more difficult path in exchange for gaining a bonus life. What I'm trying to say is that this extreme simplicity needed complex logic and planning in order to work. You didn't have too much freedom, but you had different ways to deal with it. I think the best thing about Tiny Toon and all other Sega Genesis games is that how fun they were. They were deliberately designed for this purpose. You might say new games are fun too, but no, they're just games. They might be fun sometimes, not always. But retro games were just made for us to have fun with. Even scary levels like this had that element of joy, that purity of childhood in it. The game kept reminding you it's just a game, and that made us healthier in comparison to the enraged generation of Fortnite kids. I personally believe the reason for the constant popularity of side-scrollers is that we are yearning for that purity again. We want to be kids again. So we don't play Cyberpunk, we don't play Call of Duty, we play Hollow Knight. As always, if you enjoyed, hit the like button and subscribe, and don't you dare go hollow.